Welcome to the Story of Liberty. Today is April 13th, and on this day in 1743, a great American founding father and principal author of the Declaration of Independence, the third president of the United States, was born, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson said this. He said, "The God who gave us life gave us liberty. Can the liberties of a nation be thought secure when we have removed their only firm basis? A conviction in the minds of the people that these liberties are of the gift of God, that they are not to be violated but with His wrath. Indeed, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just and that His justice cannot sleep forever." A letter that he wrote on January 1st in 1802 has been taken out of context. Jefferson wrote a letter to the Danbury Baptist Association of Danbury, Connecticut, just calming their fears that Congress would not choose any one single Christian denomination to be the state denomination. This personal letter that he wrote just reassured the Danbury Baptists that the government would not interfere or control the affairs of the decisions of any of the churches in America. It did not mean that the church would have no say in government. After the Constitution was written and the 10 amendments were added, the First Amendment, which says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Well, some people say that the First Amendment tells us that there should be a separation of church and state. I'm sure you have heard that over and over and over, that there should be a wall of separation between church and state. Well, that's fairly close. It's just that the First Amendment does not mention a wall. It does not mention separation. It does not mention a church. And it never mentions a state. Outside of that, it's pretty close. But most Americans today have been fooled by the ACLU and others that say the First Amendment states that there is a wall of separation between church and state. Well, that's just not true. Because, folks, even as shown on the model at the entrance to Harvard Yard, that the only way you can know the truth is revealed in God's law, is from Christ and the church and truth. Right there at Harvard Yard, we see the words in Latin, Christo Ecclesiae Veritas, Christ, church, truth. Without the headship of Christ in the church, we cannot know the truth. And then our laws become corrupt, as in the law of abortion, killing the most innocent among us. See, a nation built on anything but God's truth, God's law, will ultimately self-destruct. Even though the predominant view of man today is evolutionary, we cannot live that way because we live in God's world. This is His world. It's not the world of Charles Darwin's imagination, but God's world. And it operates according to certain principles. For example, if you throw something off a building, it'll fall to the ground. It's called the laws of gravity. Just as it is in God's law that you don't break God's law breaks you. So let us remember that these principles of truth come from Christ. That's who we look to. The only way, who is the truth and the life.